You're live.
Are we live? Yay! See if I can make this bigger. Maybe we can't. Nope, that's as big as we're gonna get, baby. So, are you ready?
I'm waiting for you.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Girlfriends Just Want to Have Fun.
And guy friends too.
And doggies too. I'm Elisa. This is Rosie.
I'm Steve.
And we are here to just have a fun time today for the next probably 20 minutes or so. And just hope everybody's having a fabulous Saturday. So, I guess we're going to talk a little bit today about sunscreen and
Protecting your skin.
protecting your skin.
Since it's getting sunny outside.
Yep,
and warm.
since most of us are going out there. Now, some of your consultants, and actually, baby, did you see that little flower pot right there? Up there. See it?
No,
Grab that.
I don't see it.
It's pink.
Oh, this.
I'm going to have Steve grab something off the Mary Kay shelf.
This.
Yep.
That's a watering can.
Oh, watering can. It's not a flower pot. It's watering can. So just so you guys know, some of your consultants still have some of these, unless they're like me and I'm hoarding it because I absolutely love Mary Kay sunscreen. And they are working on another formula, but it probably won't come out till end of 2022, beginning of 2023. So you can check with your consultant, or there's some good ones on the market too, but I think ours is best. And it's SPF 50, and it's our broad spectrum sunscreen. So the reason why Mary Kay quit making sunscreen, just so you know, is because some of the states that are by the ocean that have coral reefs, it's finding that there's certain ingredients in sunscreen, especially cream sunscreens that go on you, that are killing the reefs. And
not just the Mary Kay thing. It's
just not Mary Kay. Everybody. It's sunscreens across the board that use these certain ingredients. And the amazing thing is, as soon as Mary Kay knew what was going on, they put into plan. It's like, okay, well, then we need to find an alternative, and we need to stop selling this. But here's the big old deal: we're in Colorado. We don't have an ocean and we don't have coral, so you can still use our sunscreen. And most of the states that are landlocked can use our sunscreen still. So I do have a few left if you guys have not tried it, or if you have and you love it. I have some customers who absolutely love the sunscreen. So want to talk about that. We also have moisturizers with sunscreen, and our color correction cream has sunscreen. And this is another product that was discontinued, which I love. It's our lip protector with sunscreen, SPF 15. So just make sure that if your consultant doesn't have any left, find one. And you want to find one that is approved by the American Cancer Society, because that's the one. And you want a broad spectrum. And you know what that means?
It covers UVA, UVB.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you want to talk about what UVA and UVB is if they don't know?
They're different wavelengths. I guess one way to remember was A caused aging.
A causes aging.
And B causes burns.
B causes, and they both come from the sun. So just make sure that you get a broad spectrum that covers the UVA and UVB rays. Otherwise, you're either going to get older, which isn't good, or you're going to get burned, and that's not good either. And the higher the SPF is better. I have heard that things over 50 isn't as you're not, like, if you get 100 sunscreen, you're not going to get 100 times the protection. That 50 kind of maxes out, which is why Mary Kay went with that. So anyway, I'm just recommending get out there, get in the sun, but put some sunscreen on. And if you get one that is water resistant, and if you're in the water, that's even better. So the other thing I want to talk a little bit about is, if you're like me, and as you can tell, even when I've been in the sun, in fact, I wear my watch out so I can prove that I have a tan, because you can't tell by looking at me. I actually have a bit of a tan right now. And if you take my watch off, I don't know if it'll show on the screen. It'll be white right there. And when I really get tanned, which is most people's normal, You can really tell it when I get my watch off. So, but in the meantime, what I like to do is we have an amazing subtle tanning lotion. And what that does is it actually tans your skin, right? Using your own melanin.
Melanin.
And so it will adjust to your color. It doesn't go all wackadoodle. And I don't know if you've ever tried tanning lotions and your skin turns orange. Yeah, this won't do that. It'll turn the color that you normally tan. And the longer you use it, the consistency of using it, like if you do it twice a day and then you continue to use it, you will be able to get to a darkness that you normally would. Now, I do not get super, super, super dark. So I do get looking tanned, but it doesn't look like I'm like from Tahiti or something, like, I will never be that tanned. It's like curly hair. It's something I'll never have.
Yeah.
Right.
We should go to Tahiti, though.
We should go to Tahiti. I would love to go and compare. Look. So, and then if you're silly enough not to wear sunscreen or you don't reapply it and you get burned, we have this after sun replenishing gel, which is amazing. It cools your skin. You can actually even use it even if you don't burn. If you've just been out in the sun and you just feel dry, right? Yucky. Then it soothes it. It feels good. It smells good. And it cools everything down. So, and you can actually even put this in the refrigerator. And those two products Mary Kay still carries. So just so you know. Yeah. So that's just some of the products we have with sunscreen in it. Definitely would highly recommend checking those out or checking with your consultant because it's kind of important this time of year. Right? Right. He's been using some of the moisturizers with sunscreen in it. Yeah. So that's one area I wanted to talk about. The other area, and we can't see the comments, guys, so I'm really sorry if we're not.
I'm gonna try to pull it up on my phone.
Yeah, we're not ignoring you. It is not coming up. So we're still trying to figure out how to make Zoom connect to Facebook, which is what we used to have, and we loved it. But Facebook did something, and now it just doesn't want. They don't want to talk to each other. So they're having a fight. So, but one of the things I wanted to talk about today is, last week the CDC set new guidelines. No masks if you're vaccinated. No, most places are not requiring masks. Some places, like where my daughter lives in Nashville, Tennessee, they have no restrictions. Zip. They're all gone. So yeah, so people might be feeling a little anxious about that. I know I was.
Yeah.
Like last Friday, we met some friends, and I believe all of them were vaccinated. I don't know. I mean, that's not something
we
didn't ask, but I'm guessing they were. And I was really kind of anxious about going and meeting them all. We met, just a little gathering. There was only maybe 8 of us. Yeah, seven or 8 of us. So it wasn't a big group, but it was still. I was feeling a little reentry anxiety.
So you were being social, and you were re-entering, and you were feeling anxious.
I was before we went.
They should come up with a name for that.
Maybe
social re-entry
anxiety. Yay! Okay, I love it.
I think it's actually a thing.
Yeah, I think it's a thing too, baby. So okay, so a lot of people are asking, what do I do? What do I do? How do I cope with this? And next week we're going to talk about it's called CTFAR, and it's another way to cope with this, but it's more of a way to cope with all kinds of things. We're going to talk about that, and it's been over a year since we've talked about that, so we're going to talk about that because we talked about at the beginning of the pandemic and what you could do, and I kind of had our story about when we were supposed to get married and all that, but now we're hopefully, fingers crossed, saying a prayer, going through the other end of the pandemic. And so now we're getting to a new norm. So here are some things that, well, first let me go back to our brains one of the things about our brains is it doesn't like uncertainty at all. And then, so you got to figure out a way to keep your brain from being uncertain, because there's this flight or fright thing, right?
Right.
So there's a flight or fight, not fright, flight or fight. And so you want to figure out how to make your brain calm, I guess, to calm it down, to like, simmer down now. So one of the things you can do, and then one of the examples was kind of interesting, because it was like, think about our ancestors, and if, like in the caveman days, and something came into their territory that they didn't know very well, and their brains went on high alert, trying to protect themselves, right? Well, that's kind of like what your brain still does. We didn't grow out of that. So one of the things you can do, there's a bunch, so I'm going to go through a bunch of different things. So if any of them resonate with you, great. I just hope this helps. And if it doesn't, well, good, because we got to get through this together, right?
Right.
Okay, so the first one is setting boundaries. You know what that means? What I'm talking about? It's personal. It's not saying I'm setting a boundary on you. Excuse me, my nose is doing funny things.
Better explain the context of that.
Okay, so setting boundaries is you set the boundaries of what you're comfortable doing. If you're going to a restaurant, are you comfortable being inside the restaurant or outside the restaurant? When you're meeting with friends, are you comfortable with people still wearing masks or not wearing masks? Things like that, right? Or 6 foot or not 6 foot, or sanitizing or not sanitizing, which I think we should keep the hand sanitizer stuff. So that's one thing you want to do, is you want to set boundaries. So you in your mind know what is acceptable and comfortable for you, because that's important. And if it's not uncomfortable for your friends, that's okay. Just talk about it, and they'll probably go, "Yeah, okay, that's cool. We can do that," or they may not, and that's okay too. All right. So the next one, goes with the boundaries. You want to tell your loved ones what those boundaries are, so that they know that, hey, I'm really, like when we went out, I was really I didn't want to go, but I thought, well, we really need to go. And so I went. I faced my fear and did it anyway. So anyway, so talk about it. The other one is, you can calm your brain. And by doing that, you can just kind of talk yourself through it. And that's kind of like the CTFR I'm going to talk about next week. And then there's a thing called finger breathing. Have you ever heard of that?
Finger
breathing. I know it sounds weird. Your fingers aren't really breathing, but you do this and you kind of you breathe out, and then you make yourself breathe, so it's calming your breath. And this is if you're really anxious. And then it's he's got a calming breath there. He's ready to go to bed. And then once your brain has calmed down, then it's okay. You want to kind of recommend, or embrace the uncertainty. I'm talking today. And so instead of saying, freaking out, like, oh no, this is going to happen, and oh no, this is different, or oh no, what am I going to do? It's kind of like, and Mary Kay always said this, a lot of times, 20%, how does that go? 80% of what you worry about does not happen. So if you worry all the time about stuff, it's probably not going to happen. And then the other thing that Mary Kay always said is, it's called, not face your fear, the fear. False evidence appearing real. So sometimes your brain says, oh my gosh, for example, a high dive. If you're terrified of jumping off the high dive, and you don't want to because you think you're going to die when you hit the water, that's false evidence appearing real. Because really, unless you're jumping off a cliff into very shallow water with rocks, you're probably not going to die, right? So that's false evidence appearing real. So you need to kind of think about that too. That, is this evidence of something that's really going to happen, or is it that 80% of net stuff that's never going to happen? And it's really funny because once you kind of come to that calming place and you're like, oh, okay, I'm really kind of worried. I'm worried, but it's really not, it's not life threatening when you're worried at that point. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then of course, look on the bright side. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're almost out of this. I'm so excited. It's so great. In fact, Karen had a really good thing she's doing where it comes to, get your lips face ready so people can see you, because we're going to be able to wear lipstick and we're going to be able to smile and people are going to be able to, I didn't realize how much I actually think I read lips. I'm not deaf or anything, but I think I actually read people's lips more. And yeah, when you have that on, you can't. So we're really excited about that. So check with your consultant on that too, because there's some really good lip products and there's lip softeners and we have satin lips and oh my gosh, it's going to be, I just can't wait. It's going to be awesome. So, and then, when you get out in a social setting, expect to have fun. Just say, I'm going to have fun. All right. So, another thing too you can do is kind of think in advance. Now, this is not false evidence appearing real. This is more like, if X happens, I'm going to do Y. So if, we have someone who comes too close still, and we're not comfortable with it, well, then I'm going to move over to here and probably, just tell them. All right. So that's just some of the things. A few more things is it is 100,000% normal for what we're going through, because we have become so used to staying at home, social distancing, wearing masks, being, in this pandemic mode, that it is totally, absolutely normal to be anxious. So don't discount that if you're anxious. Okay. So, and no, it's going to be uncertain for all of us. This is not, we want to take a trip to Costa Rica later in the year, and we don't know what it's going to be like there. I mean, we'll know some because we know people over there and have met some people that we're going to try to connect with over there. But I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty, so that's okay. And don't race into it if you don't want to. Don't race into that uncertainty and reentry. Take your time. Like I went to another event yesterday with one of my friends, Mary Brown, and we had a blast. And she was launching her new webpage. It was really cool. So anyway, it just, everybody, we knew everybody was vaccinated. And so it was very comfortable and we felt okay. So, and again, going back to focusing on the facts. What are the facts? What's going on? And that goes into any situation. And then, still be mindful. I mean, this has not gone away yet at all. And again, look at the big picture. And they also recommend, if you have someone who wants to go do these things with you, to buddy up. I'm glad you're my buddy. Take me places, go places, right? Because, it just makes it easier when you have a buddy. Doesn't have to be your spouse. It could be your best friend.
Right.
Oh, wait, but that's you too. So, and then focus what's on your control. What can you control? There's, some things we cannot control at all. That's important. So, another thing that I heard was recommended, and I love this, is make a bucket list. I know it sounds weird because usually a bucket list is this big, huge list of, I'm going to skydive or scuba dive, or I'm going to climb, the Andes, or what's that really big mountain?
Mount Everest.
I'm going to climb Mount Everest. No, I'm not. So start a list. I want to go back to our favorite restaurant. I want to go travel. Like, we want to go to Costa Rica. We want to go to Florida. So start a bucket list, and then that'll give you some enjoyment of checking that stuff off. So those are just some ideas. I just thought it was a really good time to talk about it, and I just hope everybody's we're gonna be fine. We're gonna make it through this, right? We're not, just stay connected, stay informed. Don't let fear take over, because it will. And just, I have, guys know me. I have a positive attitude.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I'm always looking at the woo side of things.
I love that.
Oh, thanks, baby. So that's what I wanted to talk about is all of us are re-entering. So those of you that are having social re-entry anxiety, it's okay. And I hope those were some tips. They're really pretty basic tips, but I hope there's some tips in there, something you could go, oh, I hadn't thought about that. But my favorite is still the fear of evidence. Fear is evidence appearing real, or false evidence is appearing real, is what fear is. False evidence appearing real. So fear is things that, you really, it's really not going to happen no matter how much you can be fearful about it. And that 80% of what you're afraid of doesn't happen. And I found that to be very true. When you get through a thing and you go, wow, I made it through it. And this thing that I thought was going to happen never did. So you just have to keep that in your brain. So, what do you think? Think that was helpful?
Sounds great to me.
Yeah. Did you learn something?
Well, I'm just glad to be getting back to normal.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and some good things have come out of this. One is this: girlfriends just want to have fun. This is designed for our friends and for our consultants. And so I just hope you guys are enjoying it as much as we do. We love to do this every week. And next Saturday, actually, Steve will not be here. And I'm not sure if we're going to be doing it because I am actually going to be in Nashville, Tennessee with my daughter.
Well, maybe you could do a special edition with your daughter.
Maybe. Because Saturday, they want to take me to the Renaissance Festival. And I guess it's on a guy's land who actually lives in a castle. So, kind of excited. Maybe we can do a little short live from there and show you guys that. That'd be kind of fun. I could do that.
You'll be dressed up as a bar wench or something?
No, not a bar. No, maybe
a princess.
Maybe a princess.
Oh, okay.
Or I could be a forest fairy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right? They don't have mermaids there, so I can't be a mermaid. But maybe I could be like Tinkerbell or something.
Okay.
I could wear my Tinkerbell shirt.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys, we're going to do our Mary Kay fortune cookies, which is like one of my favorite things to do with you guys. So I'm pulling out the Mary Kay fortune cookie jar. And Steve is going to pull. I'm going to let him pull both.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle that responsibility.
I know, right? Should we let Rosie pull one?
I'm not sure how that works.
Rosie, give it back to me. Stop choosing. Stop chewing on it. She's like, what? I'm coming over. What? Come here. Here, we'll put Rosie up so she can say hi.
I'll go first.
You're going to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, go first.
When you invest in somebody else's success, your own is guaranteed.
Ooh, I love that. So, and mine is, remember that all your goals and all your desires are of no value unless you put them into action. Hey, that kind of goes along with what we talked about today.
That's right.
Yeah, because you got to move forward and get past any fear you've got. So, you guys, we so appreciate you. We love doing this. Rosie says hi. Rosie, say hi.
She's always here with us.
Rosie. She's like, whatever. She wants a nap. We took her for a walk today. So, but this is always, we leave them up and we just hope you guys enjoy them and get something out of them. And if we're not on next week, I'll put a note on Girlfriends. If we are, it'll probably be from the Renaissance Festival. Maybe I'll do some interesting makeup before we go. Maybe I'll record it earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, do some really like poppy makeup. I don't know. Or maybe have Kendra do it. Ooh, that would be fun too. So,
sounds great.
Yeah. Thank you, you guys, for being on. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And just go have some fun. It's time. Right?
Right.
No social reentry anxiety. We got to get past this. Get on with life. Thanks for being on. Mwah.
See you guys next time.
See you guys later. Bye.